This past weekend, Adam Tropper and I had the great opportunity to cover NASCAR action at Dover Motor Speedway, our second trip to the track and our third time covering NASCAR National Series action on site. Thank you again to SMI and Michael Lewis for making this possible, as well as WRSU FM New Brunswick. The following is a package containing all of our content that we got from the race weekend. It all started on Friday. Adam Tropper made the travail down to Dover, Delaware, and a couple of drivers were available for media access. One of those was 7-time champion and 11-time Monster Mile winner Jimmie Johnson, who has returned to the next-gen car on a part-time basis for Legacy Motor Club and would be making his first start at the Monster Mile in more than 4 years. Johnson spoke with Adam Tropper about the adjustments needed for the next-gen car.
Hi, Jimmie. Adam Tropper, Motorsports Today. So with your 11 wins at Dover and just monumental success here over your career, is there any added confidence or motivation going into this weekend, even though you're with a new manufacturer, driving for your own team and with the next-gen car?
It's just so different. And I realized that quickly at Texas. I have a few wins at Texas, and that didn't carry in. And it's really on me. I mean, it's just such a different environment as a driver. And to spot this garage a 2-year head start and these drivers a 2-year head start on the little nuances that you need from the prep side on a Tuesday all the way through completion on Monday when you debrief and work through it all. It's just a lot of distance to make up. And first and foremost, I need to do my part and get in tune with this car. And I think through this stretch, I'll be able to do so.
Johnson's not just a driver anymore, but also a leader. Hunter Nemechek, one of the youngsters at Legacy Motor Club, talked about his influence.
Well, this being your first year back full-time in Cup, how has Jimmie, or even to an extent Derek, been in terms of mentoring and helping you get acclimated back to the next-gen car?
They're both great. Sadly, Jimmie doesn't have a ton of experience in this next-gen car, so it's been relying on Eric a decent amount, just asking questions. But this car is completely different than anything I'm really used to, so still trying to figure it out, I guess.
Awesome, thanks. Good luck.
A big story entering this past weekend's action was what happened at Talladega. A crazy finish. Tyler Reddick steals it. And most importantly for Toyota, Michael Jordan gets his first win when he's at the track for 23XI Racing as an owner. Not the first win for the team, but the first for Jordan there. And of course, having MJ on site was huge for NASCAR, doing numbers on social media. Tyler Reddick, the winner, and Denny Hamlin, the winning co-owner, reacted.
So, Tyler, obviously last week, Talladega, you had a massive win. MJ was there in person. So could you just speak more on the emotions and feelings of that and what confidence it may give you and the rest of the team going forward?
I mean, it was a huge boost for all of us. Big moment for the organization. Michael plays such a huge role in this team and where it's gone in a short time. So, yeah, I mean, it's just an incredible moment to be able to have him celebrate his first victory.
And now that you're locked into the playoffs, how are you feeling just for the rest of the season? Obviously, you want to go out for wins every week, but what do you think the momentum swing is like, and just the tracks coming ahead on the schedule? Kansas, you guys have performed well at in the past. Just where are thoughts going forward?
Yeah, we're in a really good spot. The win's great, but even if we didn't win last week, I'd be feeling just as confident, honestly. We're doing a lot of the right things, the right time, and we're chipping away on the points as well. So beginning of the year, that looked pretty out of the picture to start, and it's been great to close the gap. The closer we continue to get, I feel like it's just going to help our team perform and get better.
Banking off of that with Michael Jordan being there at Talladega, regardless of the amount of impressions, would you still, I guess, how does it help your team in terms of confidence and just camaraderie and the momentum that it could bring?
Yeah, I mean, I think you nailed it all. All those things is what really is the game changer for us. When the gas man or whoever is able to celebrate and hug with Michael Jordan on the front stretch there, it all matters, right, for team camaraderie and whatnot. So he obviously has a big following. When media outlets, outside of NASCAR pick it up, it's obviously good for us. So it just shows, how important he is to this sport.
And for you personally, what did it do? Because obviously you've been trying to build up 23XI for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I was torn because I just had a bad day myself. So I had to flip a switch as good as I can for that next hour or so after the race. And then I sleep on it. Then I start feeling better the next day about the win for the 45. But, I'm such a competitor. It's hard for me to kind of turn off that I had a crummy day myself while I'm still racing.
Yeah.
On Saturday, Adam Tropper was back for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race, and there was some fireworks early, no pun intended. Ryan Sieg, who came oh so close to a win in a photo finish at Texas Motor Speedway earlier this season, went up in flames in turn 2 in a scary incident. Sieg was okay, but it was a shocking moment.
Ryan, what happened out there, and are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just inhaled a lot of smoke and no indication of what happened, and then all of a sudden it was just on fire. So just sucks for the slabs for it because we had a pretty good car. I thought just riding right there, waiting for everybody to sort it out. Just sucks because we had good momentum going, and now it's all kind of killed because we're on fire in Dover.
In the end, it was deja vu for a part-time driver. Ryan Truex prevailing over the upstart Carson Kvapil in double overtime after Austin Hill went for a spin. Truex gets the win for Joe Gibbs Racing, his second consecutive victory at the Monster Mile in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Adam spoke with Truex after the race.
Earlier, I was able to ask Martin what he thought about both of you sweeping the wins here last year and whether you guys have reminisced on that. So I guess where I'm going with this is, like you said, 2 wins in 2 years here on a part-time basis. What's your home track? Just how are you feeling right now, the emotions of being able to get it done twice now?
It feels good. It definitely feels different than last year. It's hard to replicate your first win, but like I said, to do it the way we did it feels really, really good for the car we had. That's really what I'm proud of the most. And yeah, the pressure is definitely on Martin now to go out tomorrow, and maybe it'll rain. They'll race on Monday, and then he'll win. But yeah, no, I know nobody wants that, but I'm just saying it's good for him. But yeah, the pressure's on, and hopefully he can do it again.
Looking ahead to the main event, the NASCAR Cup Series action, it was an action-packed weekend already. Kaz Grala had a big crash in qualifying. Christopher Bell went for a crazy spin, and some comers and goers in practice and qualifying showed that there were going to be several contenders going into the weekend. One team that especially needed to turn things around was Ford. The Blue Ovals have not gone to victory lane in the Cup Series since way back in November of 2023 at Martinsville Speedway when eventual champion Ryan Blaney took the checkered flag. Several members of the Ford group, including both at RFK, spoke about the struggles.
So with obviously the documented struggles that Ford has had this season, I guess what have you guys been doing from an organizational standpoint to improve? And also, what would it mean to you just to be the one to break through this season and get that first Ford win?
Yeah, we're just working. We're all working, trying to find speed, just like we were last year, honestly. So I feel like we've had some good speed this year. We've had a lot of good runs. We just haven't had that breakthrough yet. So for us at RFK, Brad's obviously been really close the last several weeks now. So definitely sneaking up on it. We've been really close, so just trying to figure out how to make that better here. Practice was really good. Qualifying with our fastest Mustang, I thought the lap was pretty decent, and then turned out it's tight field, but not enough. So it's going to need a decent amount more speed just to put down that fast lap. Seeing a little bit of a discrepancy across both groups. We got to figure out how to break through that for tomorrow and get in that race. Hopefully it gets a little hot, slick, moves around some. We can start finding some different lines, start making some passes.
Brad, so you've had 2 runner-up finishes in a row now. You're inching closer and closer back into victory lane. And with Ford having its struggles this season, I guess, one, what would it mean to be the one to break through back into victory lane with Ford, be the first one, and also just in general, just breaking that winless streak and getting your first win with RFK?
Yeah, I mean, we just want to win for us. I mean, the greatest for Ford too, but we're plenty motivated for our own selfish reasons to want to win and be locked in the playoffs. And we've knocked on that door the last few weeks and haven't been able to punch through. But it certainly would be a good moment for us. We got a lot of challenges in front of us. We need to continue to show the execution we've shown, and then candidly find some more speed to go with it. So, a lot of work to do.
Here's Ross Chastain speaking about what it's like to return to the track where he made his Cup Series debut.
With this being the track where you did make your Cup debut, is there any extra motivation or something that you think about that makes you want to get it done here even more, or is it just another day at the office at this point?
No, I've wanted a Miles Monster Trophy for a long time. I've spent so much time up in Delaware with our highway safety programs with Protect and Use Your Melon, and I've spent a week up at the State Fair during the summer, and when we used to have 2 races, I was up here for that whole week leading up to it. So many appearances, so many activations, and seeing so many residents here. It's been special. And then it was the catalyst for my first Cup start. And we've been out for last couple of days doing events like we used to. So it's been really cool. So yeah.
Another story of a driver looking for a win is the Toyota of Ty Gibbs. Driving the number 54 in his second season, he's shown speed but just is yet to break through for that elusive first Cup Series victory. Here's what he said to Adam Tropper.
Ty, you've been inching closer and closer to your first win for probably a year now. But obviously you want to try to win every week, but are there certain tracks on the schedule coming up that you just feel like you've logged more laps or you're especially ready to be able to break through?
Yeah, I feel like that's about everywhere at this point. Going and race for one every weekend, and that's always what I've prepared for.
Weather was going to be a factor whether drivers liked it or not, but not in the way it has been the last couple of years at the Monster Mile when rain has affected the running of the last 2 events. This year, no rain in the forecast, but drastic temperature changes from one day to another. Practice and qualifying run with cloudy skies in the high 50s. Projections for Sunday, sunny and 80. Adam Tropper asked several members of the Cup Series field about what changes they could expect from a moment like this.
Obviously, tomorrow is going to be 20 degrees warmer. So with the limited practice and qualifying, how much of one, I guess, how different you think it's going to be, but 2, how do you guys adjust to that?
Yeah. I mean, it's we're fortunate on the weather this weekend, with it being dry. So
yeah, no rain for once.
I think this is the nicest Dover I've ever been at for the whole weekend. So that's a positive. But yeah, the temperature change at this track is funky. I think all concrete tracks are like that, just the way it lays rubber down.
I think there'll be all kinds of strategies in play for sure. Being that the tire wear, I think, will be significantly less. So, those in the back certainly could try something if there is a caution pretty early. But you just never know. It really depends on how fast you think your car is and whether it needs clean air to be fast or not.
Yeah, the weather is going to dramatically affect the racing, and it always does here at Dover. To what extent, I think we'll probably find out together. But
yeah, I don't know. It's kind of risk versus reward. I think I think it's a good play if you can maybe catch a caution early afterwards and get 4 back on it. But more than anything, it's just gonna be hard to tell. I don't think the tire wear, the first run or 2, there might be some tire wear. But once the rubber gets down, it'll be pretty normal.
Eventually, the time came on Sunday. I made my way down on Saturday night, regrouped with Adam Tropper, and then the time had come to watch some NASCAR Cup Series action. We got to the track early in the morning, around 8 a.m., 8:30, walked around, visited the tweet up, saw the infield setup, and one thing we knew right away, the crowd was loud and present. Last 2 Cup Series races at Dover affected by rain. Before that, a couple of COVID races with limited capacity, biggest crowd in years at the Monster Mile. It was definitely a sight to see. We stepped on the grid, saw the cars. Here's how our pre-race show sounded. Greetings from Dover Motor Speedway, WRSU Motorsports today, the Worth 400. Beautiful skies, Trop, Eddie Kalegi, Adam Tropper here with you. It was chilly yesterday, warm temperatures today though. How do you think it'll affect things?
Yeah, I was able to ask a lot of drivers yesterday what they thought. Seems like with 20 degrees warmer than yesterday, there's going to be a lot more slipping and sliding, so should lead to a good race. It's going to be hard to tell based off the qualifying and practice yesterday which cars will be better or worse, but should make for a fun show no matter what.
It really should. First time next gen unaffected by rain, but grip's going to be difficult. Toyota had some problems. Christopher Bell's way back in the field today, so we'll see what he can do. But Ford, Trop, is what's really struggled this year. They're looking for their first win since Martinsville last year.
Yeah, they were so close at Talladega last week. They had McDowell and Keselowski all the way until the end almost, but couldn't pull it through. And now, here they are, Dover. This is the 10th race already, 11th actually, and they aren't showing any signs of speed here. I thought they showed a little bit of promise, but not enough for race pace. So I don't think they're getting it done this week either.
In terms of race pace, I look at Hendrick Motorsports. Chase and Larson starting towards the back. William Byron, though, he's P3. I think the 24 is winning for the 4th time this year. Adam, who you got winning today?
I think I got to go with Tyler Reddick to go back-to-back. I think he's shown a lot of speed here. He's obviously very talented, and the 2311 cars are fast. But I will give a quick shout-out to Ross Chastain. He's my dark horse pick. The last 2 years here in the next-gen car, he's finished in the top 3 both times. So he's one to look out for as well.
And his teammate right by us as well, Daniel Suarez in the 99. He starts near the rear. Stay tuned for coverage all day long and for a new show on Friday. It's going to be a fun one here at the Monster Mile. It was a dramatic race with the warm temperatures leading to a myriad of strategies. Several different drivers found themselves in the mix. Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., both fast for Joe Gibbs, along with the Toyota of Tyler Reddick. William Byron was up front early before having a pit road miscue that sent him a lap down. His Hendrick teammates picked up the slack. Alex Bowman was the fastest car on track in Stage 2. Kyle Larson may have been the fastest car in the race. And the pole sitter Kyle Busch, while Rowdy was present as well, ran in the top 5 almost the entire event. But in the end, it was Denny Hamlin who got the job done, holding off Kyle Larson to score the victory. First, his team owner, Joe Gibbs, spoke with me about what it means for the win, especially when you consider the hotly contested battle going week in and week out with those Chevys, those bow ties at Hendrick Motorsports. Eddie Kalegi, Motorsports Today. Question for Coach Gibbs. Coach, obviously this season, it's been a back and forth battle between you guys and Hendrick Motorsports. Now, as an organization, 5 wins in 2024. How does it feel to get this one done in a head-to-head, per se, with Hendrick? And how does it feel to have all 4 cars right now battling and competing in 3 cars with wins already this year?
Well, I think, first of all of us really respect Rick and Hendrick and all their teams over there. They've done a fantastic job. So to get head-to-head with them and us to come out on top, they've won, we've won, but it's a real battle there. But I'm really thrilled with where Denny is. And Chris, he was talking about it. At this point in his career, for him to be after it the way he is, he's in there with Chris, he's in the simulator, he's, improved at a couple of places where he felt like he was off. He took it upon himself in road racing. And so I got to tell you, in pro sports, it's hard to get it all together. But I think this team, the 11 team, with Chris's leadership, really right now, I feel so comfortable going to the racetrack, and that's hard to get. So just appreciate all of our guys. As in this sport, we know it's all really different. You got to have 4 teams working together to solve the problems. Then when you get to the racetrack, it's everybody on their own trying to win it. I just appreciate all of our people, everybody back home. Appreciate Toyota.
And last but not least, Denny Hamlin, winner once again, gets booed by the crowd, but it doesn't matter. One of the best drivers in the series, one of the only super vets who really didn't seem impacted at all by the presence of the next-gen car. He just keeps finding ways to get to victory lane. Here is my conversation, me and Adam Tropper, talking with the race winner, Denny Hamlin, after he took the checkered flag in the Worth 400. Denny, Eddie Kalegi, Motorsports Today. Congrats on the win. Obviously, Dover, no secret, one of the toughest tracks to pass at, and the next-gen car difficult to pass with. And a real important moment in this race was when you were able to jump both Larson and Bowman on pit road and then keep the car there. So can you take me through that moment and then being able to hold off Kyle in that final stretch?
Yeah, I'm trying to think when that was. We had a few pit stops afterwards. I think Larson just did a much better job than I did after that moment when we gained some track position. That was a key moment for sure. Then we came out on pit road with the lead. And then at that point, I can't remember what happened after that. Oh, we led. And then, we had another pit sequence under green, and Kyle just, beat me pretty bad coming to pit road. And at that point, he took back over the lead. But I just felt like my car was so good in the short run that I wasn't really worried about when we came out behind Kyle, even though there was only 60, 70 laps left. That's easy for me to say because I think he's probably one of the best at defending his spot. But I just was confident in how fast my car was. The pit crew just did a phenomenal job, and they're part of the reason why I expect to win every single week. Is that I know I've got one of the best pit crews, I've got one of the best teams, best engineers and crew chiefs. So there's no reason I shouldn't expect to win. As long as I do my job, then we're going to be part of the conversation. So it's a fun time, and this is certainly more of a team sport than it's ever been.
Tropper Motorsports today. First off, congrats, Denny.
Thank you.
So yesterday you mentioned how last week's win that Tyler had, it was great obviously for 2311, but as a competitor, don't always like to see it. Now being able to win yourself for literally the next week, what's that like, being in victory lane 2 weeks in a row, but in two completely different roles?
It's been a good season. I don't know how else to explain it. To be in 5 victory lanes in the first, I don't know what race is this, 11 or 12 or something. So
11.
Yeah, I mean, half of them we've been in victory lane, and the other ones I've been right there with a shot to win them. So it feels good in the groove right now for sure, and certainly feel like you want to celebrate these, right? Because you just never know if it's your last or anything like that. But I'm just so focused this season on getting a lot of wins and trying to move that tally up as high as I can. So certainly happy for the team last week. That kind of set in on Monday, Tuesday. Sunday it's very, very hard to just flip a switch and be bummed about your day, and then all of a sudden, okay, be excited. It is just a little different. It is different when you win it yourself versus when you're a car owner. It just feels different. But certainly we've been on a good run.
How are you feeling about your chances next week at Kansas, a track that since the next gen car debuted, Toyota, both you and 2311 have performed exponentially well?
Yeah, I mean, I expect to win every week. There's no reason I shouldn't expect to win. And so I think that I'll focus on it tomorrow, but it's been on the radar for a while. I mean, this little stretch right here, right before the All-Star break, is between Dover, Kansas, Darlington. I mean, these are all kind of right in my wheelhouse, so certainly feel pretty good about it.
And that is all for our content. Another fantastic weekend. The goal is to get to the site at Pocono Raceway. We have some other stuff planned in the summer as well. But again, shout out to Michael Lewis, Gary Camp, the full communications department at Dover Motor Speedway, and of course, SMI for credentialing us for the weekend. It is an opportunity that we'll never forget, and such a great, unique opportunity to get to speak with some of the biggest names in the sport.